Alright, so we're continuing the, what was it called? The Day You Vanished with the Stars. We basically unlocked this Iron Fist person, the elf, and now we are on basically day 2. So we're starting on 7 stars. I don't know if this is day 2. It might just be part 2. I don't know if I started this late. But basically, Hongmin, I forgot which way her name was. She is no longer alive. And that's basically where we left off. Oh, I didn't even read that, did I? Please, Miss Iron Fist. I saw Kong Min's eyes closed again. Her heart had stopped beating, but her tears were still streaming down. Tears dripped drop by drop onto the back of my hand. They were cold. Charging complete. Positioning anchor complete. Transferring complete. Calculating termination time. Like bubbles, small chunks of my consciousness slowly floated back, but regaining my senses took more time. A fragrance found its way to my nostrils. My body became lighter and began to embrace the drifting senses. But as my senses returned to me, the fragrance began to smell wrong. Something bitter in my mouth. Oh, I wonder where it is. Slap. As I struggled to sit up in the bed, something was accidentally knocked over and fell down. I heard the sound of something breaking and then a cough. There she is! I turned around and saw Kongmin waving her fan at my side with her poker face and unfriendly eyes. This look, unmistakably, the Kongmin I used to know. Why am I here? I was hoping you would answer this question for me, fool. Oh, she just called me a baka. Looks like I did it? How did you manage to fail again and end up in my chamber? I meant to say I'm back to save your life, but she'd simply sniff at me and refuse to believe her life was at stake. I have no idea. Why I wasn't sent back to my world, I was hoping you could tell me. I was telling the truth, but only the half of it. But what exactly went wrong with my formation? Even Rosalia and Lilia are missing now. Never mind, long story short, I didn't see you when I left the ruins, but I found you here and unconscious. Unconscious? In my bed? In my chambers? What are you doing here? I'm gonna call the cops. Well, that does place me 3 months earlier than the last time. By the way, the Panglai incense is a precious tribute from the Western nomads, carefully preserved for Chishi. Chishai? Chishi. I've been struggling with this ever since part 1. I burnt half of the block to wake you up, and you casually broke the other half. Broke the other half? What did I do? I didn't mean to, and the smoke also suffocated me. You ungrateful fool. I ground the incense into powder to save your worthless life, and you dare to grumble? But the bitter taste came from the incense. You know, I haven't used an incense in such a long time. I miss the smell of them. They're so nice. Especially the dragon's blood one. That one's like my favorite one. Never mind, it's a great folly for me to save you in the first place. She was always this self-important and grumpy before. The Kongmin I knew is back, and that's a big relief. You look disturbed and absent-minded. I just saved your life, but where's your respect and gratitude? I'd never disrespect you. Do you have anything to confess? I hope you're not keeping something from me. Uh-oh. Ah, she just knows. She just know, guys. We need to run. No, of course not. Really? I will attest to my innocence and integrity. I heard Miss Ironfist's noise when I was half conscious. Maybe Kongmin heard it too, and that's why she asked me this. The bed was right beside the screen, and from where I sat, I could see Miss Iron Fist clearly. That's Tesla Zero? How did you know Miss Iron Fist? Lying to Kongmin is like playing with fire. I'd better mix it with a tad of truth. Oh yeah. Oh, the Chancellor told me a lot of your stories, and I know this Miss Iron Fist has been a big help to you. Yes, that's the Tesla Zero you've heard. She came here with an old friend, but she's been asleep ever since the old friend left. Looks like Miss Iron Fist fell into power saving mode again before Kongmin returned, so I wouldn't be exposed. Rita did tell you all this? She never said she had a civilian friend like you. Oh, I'm more than just a friend to Rita. You have no idea. Miss Iron Fist once helped me to defeat houdou, and now it has returned, but she's not able to help again. Neither are a lot of my old friends. Hongmin sighed deeply. It's hard for me to admit, but my formation was the reason why you failed to return to your world once again. So it is your fault. I was told houdou had broke loose again and Rita went to the front line. Uh-oh. Just now, Teresa and I sent envoys to Skixel and Jorgamong asking for their help. They're not coming. If houdou picks Embria as its first target, the other two kingdoms may very well stand by. Hongmin's frown made me realize I might have taken too big a leap. To avoid her suspicion, I added something. Just a hunch, but it won't hurt to ask them anyway. On the other hand, you can start preparing your formation. I had that in mind, but Rita left me a message. No, there's no time for hesitation. I kept myself away from worldly affairs for too long. That same logic seems to slip off me. And to my surprise, you read the situation very well. When I was cracking my brains for a good reason to convince her, she made up her mind decisively. Let's go and check the Abyssal Altar. Ooh, what's that? Oh, it's this place. With the big robot. Oh, is that made out of stone? No, it has to be metal, right? But it looks like it's stone. So this is where houdou was sealed. Yes, houdou was previously sealed at the altar, or in a space near the altar to be more exact. When it fled the space, it also caused massive damage to the ruins over there. That's Golem, it's still asleep? Look closely. Hongmin walked up to the golem and with a gentle lift of her hand, half of the golem's head fell. Jeez! The fallen part had clear scorched marks. Could it be houdou? It even broke golem? Exactly, and maybe the traces could help us to track it down. Captain, help me deploy the 7-star formation. The 7-star formation? Light up the 7-star lanterns in the correct order. Follow me, I'll tell you how it works later. Alright. Just no explanation? Alright, that's fine. Yes. Enemies. Just what I need. Goodbye. No? Wow, hanging on by a little thread. Enough! Let me light them all and then start spawning. No, there's just one more. There we go. Oh, I see, that was like the last fight. What's even happening? Oh, it's this constellation. What's the fire though? You know, despite having her, I actually don't use her more than just like a sub. I never actually switch to her. I wonder if she's good, like, as a main. Anyways, strange. Kongmin, what's... I deployed the formation to probe the ruins and lit up the lanterns to indicate Hodo's energy traces. The lanterns point to Moon Embria, but I didn't receive any report on its appearance there. As she spoke, some disturbing crackles were heard. I looked closely and found 5 lanterns cracked. Oh man. So it's breaking. The seal's breaking. Kongmin waved her fan with a frown. Captain, we need to return to Moon Embria now. What did you find, Kongmin? I used the same formation to seal Hodo, but now 5 of the 7 lanterns are broken. It's grown much stronger since then. The lanterns told us Hodo went to Moon Embria first, and the most densely populated part. Oh, so all the innocent people then. But based on the information I received, Hodo never showed up Moon Embria later. At Moon Embria, Rita said she could handle Hodo alone and told me to focus on the formation. Evidently, Hodo may pounce back any hour and Rita can only hold off it from Moon Embria for a short time. As if to echo Kongmin's observation, a huge bang came from afar. Curses, that's from the largest neighborhood of Moon Embria. Wait, Kongmin, is Rita... We're running out of time. Let's talk about this on the road. We must save Rita. Go. I wasted no time clicking the next one. I have a very bad feeling. It's like, I know there's a thin thread in the wind, but I can't see it or grip it. For the first time in my life, I could feel the future slipping through my fingers like sand grains. Never mind. To endeavor to my wit's end and leave no room for regret is my way. Hold on, Captain. Standing on a hill topside, Moon Embria, we saw sporadic fire burning in the city's commercial area. Some shops are damaged, but not very badly. The fire should be put out soon. It's a bit weird. None of the citizens are out to snuff out the fire. Your Majesty, you're the manager of the fabric store, right? There's fire in the city, are you alright? Where are you going? I'm fine, just here to check my store. How does it look? Half of the store is toasted, but thanks to the Chancellor, all of our precious stock were moved elsewhere. You saw the Chancellor. Did she head to the mountain behind the city? Difficult terrain there is very likely to keep Hodo away. On hearing these words, the manager knelt down and kowtowed 3 times. The Chancellor sent word and told us to hide in the mountain. He said the beast wouldn't go there. No wonder there's no one in the city. They all went to the mountain. So instead of fighting and aggroing to there, Rita wanted the civilians to be safe, so she brought them to the mountains instead, even if it puts her at a disadvantage. Wow, I really like this Rita. We really do need a saver. She mentioned there were other monsters brought by Hodo, but they wandered about without a clear target. But where's the Chancellor then? I have no idea. Kongmin helped the manager get on his feet. Her lips parted, but something held her words back. Leave now and hurry. Stores can be rebuilt, but you only have 1 life. Kongmin remains where she was, her eyes staring into the distance. Kongmin, don't blame him. You think I'd blame him for ditching the safety zone Rita told them to stay in and risking his life for the shop? No, I won't. Life is hard and the shop means the world to him. Besides, he doesn't owe his life to Rita. Kongmin sighed before she carefully observed the neighborhood and plucked a tree branch to draw a formation. Water on top and lake at the bottom. This rain-praying formation should be enough to handle the fire. Let's track Hodo down along the path. Let's go! Super speed! Oh yeah, look at all that fire. Can I hit it? No, I just run past. 3-minute timer. More than enough time. But even so, I'm still gonna try to cut corners. Because that's just how I do. And kablow! Easy. Or not. Will I even make it in time? I don't even know if I'm playing correctly. I don't know if I can... Oh gosh, I'm on fire. I am on fire. And charge! Ooh, the dodge. The jukes. Oh. Few minutes left. Oh, we finished. Oh, we didn't even get to use our ult. Oh well. A trail of huge scorched footsteps extended before our eyes, and on the side of the trail were trees slashed in half. This is obviously from Houdou's tail sweep. Houdou went that way, the ancient battlefield. That's an open space where you can run freely. If we can't stop it there, it would be even harder to trap it later. Oh. Rita, don't even think about... Hongmin bit her lips and took long to make up her mind. I fear I won't be able to protect you later, so take the bamboo path and get into the mountain now. Don't give up on me yet, Hongmin. I may not be much of a help, but I certainly won't become your dead weight. I can take care of myself. It's your call. Hongmin packed her fan and flipped her long sleeve to stride off. I'll stay by your side no matter how hard it is. This time, we'll save Rita together and rewrite history. Hey, we're pulling an Odo, I just realized that. Follow up, I'm not waiting for you. Her voice faded as our gap expanded. I threw my hesitation aside to catch up with her. The ancient battlefield. Bang! Headshot! I stepped in and saw a giant shadow looming in the smoke. Hongmin's hard drag helped me evade the reigning rebel. Houdou is hiding now? In the smokescreen stood a tall figure. It's Rita! Ah, she's still alive! Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. She looks injured though, but I'm glad she's still alive right now. Hide all you want, vile creature, but there's no escaping my final strike. You'll never put your filthy claws on Moon Embria again, even if the cost is my life. The Grand Chancellor of Embria, the perfect woman free from any human weakness, was now bathed in blood. Still, there wasn't even a trace of fear to be found on her face. Rita, what do you think you're doing? Rita turned over and saw me. Captain, you're here too. No wonder Her Majesty found me. Forgive my manners, but this is not a good place or time for a friendly chat. She gave me a bitter smile before turning around again. Your Majesty, sorry I failed to keep you from here. Sorry you have to find me in this utterly unpresentable state. Hongmin didn't wait for Rita to finish and tore a scrap off of her sleeve. Oh. Oh, the friendship. She walked up to Rita silently and dressed her wounds. It's a pity the cloud blue fabric went to waste. It takes a lifetime to extract this special color from the flowers. Oh yeah, but I mean, your life is more important than the fabric, Rita. She has to know that, come on. That's the least of my worries now. Yeah, you tell her. Tell her the truth. Tell her how you really feel. Point at her and be like, we're the bestest of friends. I really want to tell them about what actually happens, you know? Hold up, I might want to use this as a screenshot, so I'm just gonna disappear for a moment. And alright. Okay. I'm thinking about like cropping them out and putting them together in like a screenshot or thumbnail. Hongming's little face was now pumped up by anger like a puffer. Just give her a carrot. I've been meaning to say this since the beginning. Liar, Rita, you're the biggest liar in the world. You lied to my face about the crisis. Had I not checked the altar myself, you'd be toast by now. Houdou is much stronger now, and it takes both of us to stop it. Your Majesty's forte is the formations, not close combat. Your Majesty almost caught a cold in the last houdou hunt. So you decided to trade your life for the beast in my stead. Hongming cut in abruptly, leaving Rita no room for explanation. Rita looked at her puffed face and smiled in reply. Yes, but I simply was following the suicidal tradition your Majesty set when we dealt with houdou the last time. Oh. I didn't know what went down exactly, but judging from the Hongming's stutter, Rita was telling the truth. Well, like Empress, like Chancellor. Rita looked to the horizon. The beast broke loose in your Majesty's absence, and I'm responsible for not being able to safeguard the Empire. From this moment, you two became immortal, with no greater interference. Your life shall last eternally. If the Colossus told the truth, Ambria will feign forever as long as your Majesty and I still breathe. Even in times of war, we keep our distance from the front line. The Colossus will always be able to turn the tide. But your Majesty has cautioned me time and again ever since the Colossus granted the wish. Ambria is more than you and me. Rita, I don't need to hear this now. Well, I'm trying to fill Captain in. Oh, that's so nice of her. At first, I didn't quite understand. On the first day of every month, we always went to the Star Pavilion together. It's a place where we enjoy stage performances specially prepared for us. The shows were great, but having watched the same for ages, my mind would wander as soon as the curtain was lifted. One day, your Majesty told me there was an alley right beside the Star Pavilion. The shows were not prohibited from civilian eyes, so many people would crowd the alley for a glimpse. Later on, I found out it wasn't the shows that captured their eyes. It's the untouchable, your Majesty and me. And the funny thing is, your Majesty and I enjoyed watching them far more than the monotonous shows. The Star Pavilion was thus turned into a window for the people of Ambria and us to peek into a different way of life. Rita chuckled, and somehow I sensed an understated loneliness in her laughter. Oh, but she's blushing with, like, embarrassment. Oh. Your Majesty is full of curiosity and love running through the city's nooks and crannies for little adventures. Man, that really sucks. Like, being up there, like, running an empire, it's so lonely. Sounds so lonely. Once out the Imperial Citadel, she would become a small fish swimming freely in the open water. I remember my favorite sugar figure stand. The nicest one was always sold out and I had to settle for something else. And the daughter of fragrance store's owner always nagged me for candy, so her father always gave me free sachets. After 1,000 years, some shops still stand, but more have died with their owners. People will always come and go. That's what makes your Majesty appreciate that Ambria is more than you and me. Ambria is the sum of every soul breathing within its walls, and so is the Empire. Not for a second have I forgotten your Majesty's words. The Empress and Chancellor fell silent in the thickening smoke. I told you I didn't want to hear this, Rita. You just keep going on and on in your typical leisurely manner. Hongmin's half-hearted accusation surprised both Rita and me. The two of them looked at each other and couldn't hold back their laugh. Now is maybe not the best time to walk down memory lane. But weirdly, it's all I can think of before the deadly battle. The rumbling returned in the company of the monster's scorching breath. Hongmin lifted her fan. Oh, okay, now we fight. I'm starting to think it's like... I know it's like copyright, but I'm starting to think that houdou, yeah. I'm starting to think houdou is just a giant, like, Godzilla. It's just Godzilla. The east wind is rising. Follow me to battle. Your Majesty. Rita raised her scythe and stood before us. Please focus on your formation and I'll defeat the Vow Beast once and for all. Oh. The two of you have helped me so. For Rita to lose this battle is to disgrace Embria and its people. Wow, she's looking good in that one. Like the color change. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure, like, if I had this in Chinese, that scene right there would have played, right? Pretty sure it would have played. Like the audio. Oh, houdou is like a tiger. Ooh, we get to play as her? Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Yako. No, there's no time for tea. We need to destroy fire tiger fire. Wherever the heck. Woo! The dodge. Yeah, how's that? Kicked your butt already. Oh, dodge. 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 How dare. Yo, that's sick. Oh my gosh. Come on. No, stop running. You dare run? Stop it. Stop pulling a Boreas from Genshin. Let me slay you. Oh, I didn't use my ultimate at the end. Oh, I didn't check the timer. Feels bad. Oh, there's fire on the floor. Let me just, wait it out. There we go. Alright. Oh. I don't think so. Oh. Can't dodge it. Cannot dodge. Alright. Oh my goodness. Okay, this time. Or not. Oh, I really wanted to use the ultimate. Oh my gosh, I really love that outfit though. It's so good. Such a good outfit. Wouldn't you guys agree that's a good outfit? I mean, look at that. I wonder if you can get it. Like, I wonder if you can still get it, like, in this event. I don't even know if you can get it in the event. I haven't checked the shop. And if I have, I don't remember. Your Majesty. As soon as Rita knocked down houdou, Hongmin's 7-star formation was activated around the beast. Following to break through, houdou spat furious flames to burn everything and everyone around. Meet your end now. My vision suddenly blurred and I thought I saw a dragon proudly raising its head behind Hongmin. Meanwhile, 6 of the 7 lanterns in the formation went out one by one. The formation cannot stop it. Why did houdou grow in power after it broke the seal? Could it be it formed some kind of connection with the ruins and siphoned power from the formation? And the ruin now serves as an energy pole for it to channel and restore power. I'll hold it off, your majesty. Try to switch the formation and sever Hodo's connection with the ruins first. The last lantern went out as well. Hodo, its power is surging rapidly. The power surge will backfire and cause an explosion. Hodo means to kill all of us with a suicidal attack. Let me distract it and lure it to the sea. No, this is suicide. I can do it. Now you concentrate on the formation and wait for me to run far. You stopped it before and you can certainly make it this time. Kangmin looked at me again and said something, but I couldn't hear her. The flame storm swept over and set us apart. Pain overwhelmed every inch of my body and threatened to take away my consciousness. In the Twilight Zone, I seemed to hear something. Countdown. It's Iron Fist! Iron Fist is here to help us out. Countdown? Why would there be a timer? Is the countdown to Hodo's explosive death? I began to run. But I seemed to have forgotten how to run. I was merely swinging my arms and legs like a broken robot. The formation worked, but it only stalled Hodo by a bit. It came at me like a giant burning wrecking ball. Before my eyes lay the cliff overlooking the ocean, and a pit that I had no idea how deep it reached. With searing wind licking my cheeks, there's no time for me to think. I was ready to dive off the cliff, but something tripped me over and I ended up falling into the pit. I kept falling as I heard a massive boom from outside the pit. Hodo should have fallen into the sea and the explosion wouldn't hurt anyone this way. The boom soon faded away, but not the timer in my head. Countdown to retracting anchor? Teleportation terminating? What? That's Miss Iron Fist speaking. The teleportation is ending? Oh, so we can go back to our time and maybe it'll change stuff. But it seems to me this space-time teleportation has a time limit. Well, it wouldn't be right without a time limit. But the question is, what will I be after the teleportation ends? And will I be sent back to Chishi when Kangmin died miserably and left Miss Iron Fist to me? I have no answers. Anyway, Hodo has died, so Rita won't have to sacrifice her life, and Kangmin would be alive too. I saved their lives. While still in midair, I turned my head, allowed the rain of tiny gravel wash my face, and let out a sigh of relief. Relieved sigh. I like how I said that backwards. Great, looks like the only one that dies in this story is going to be me. To be honest, good luck was never my friend. But if I can somehow make it out alive, I'll let you tell my fortune again, Kangmin. Wish me luck. There it is! The next part, let's go! I want to turn down the game audio a bit more. I'm using the sound equalizer system, so all the OBS sounds are much louder than it used to be. I'm trying to, like, mess with that. Once again, the world turned gray and obscure. I was not at all afraid. Things were always gray and obscure before light comes. Survive, Mr. Assassin. Kangmin's voice rang in my head, but I couldn't seem to remember when she said this to me. In the gray, something poked my eyes. I opened my eyes, but they acted against my will and closed the next instant. Tears rushed out and I saw light. I fumbled around and found myself still in the pit. It took me a while to get used to the light. Somehow the pit turned to be shallower than I remembered, and very soon I climbed out with ease. I was standing amidst a boundless desert, but my memory told me the fight took place near the ancient battlefield. Being close to the sea, this place had no reason to be so dry and barren. Yeah, because this was the explosion, right? I suddenly began to understand why the pit appeared so much shallower. The surface soil seemed to have been eroded into sands. Yep. Wait, the sea. Where's the sea under the cliff? I peered down the cliff. There's no sea, only a big, big hole. Everything has changed. What happened after the Hodo battle? I could only rely on my fading memory to make out the direction and head to where I was last saw Kangmin. A tree gradually emerged on the horizon, a rare sign of life in the desert. Isn't that the Bubbleverse? The Bubbleverse tree? But like a different kind of it? I quickened my steps. As I walked closely, I found out it's a desert poplar? I've never seen that word before. There's Rita. I also saw someone under the tree. She seemed to be staring into the tree and lost in her thoughts. The dress told me it's Rita, but why would she be here? I ran to her to find out. Rita. On hearing my voice, Rita turned around. I could hardly believe my eyes. Right before me stood a Rita that looked withered and emaciated. When I last saw her in the battle, she seemed weakened and worn, but her fire of life was still burning bright. The look on her face was hollow and tired. The same look I saw on the bad ending Kong Min's face. Don't tell me Kong Min's now gone. Only people who have lost their dearest have eyes like these. A glimmer flashed by her eyes when she saw me. Her Majesty's calculation is right. You're still alive. Rita, is Kong Min... I wasn't sure what to say. It shouldn't be like this, no way. Rita bowed to me and the look on her face told the whole story. Are you serious? Now it's Kong Min? Captain, you finally come. Is houdou gone? Yes, it's gone, but just as Her Majesty foresaw, with its death came a violent explosion. It occurred on the sea beyond our border, and all three kingdoms suffered heavy losses. We managed to contain the damage, but for Zhongma and Skixol, it's outright catastrophic. Jormungand's sea evaporated and became land, while Skixol's glaciers melted and turned into an ocean. Captain, do you still remember the two envoys we dispatched to Skixol Dormland for help? Yeah, what about them? The two never made it back. They went missing. Missing? Not kept prisoners by Skixol and Jorgamon? Before the time travel, Kong Min told me two envoys were sent, but the two kingdoms never lent a hand. That's where things don't add up. Earlier, Her Majesty believed the two envoys were detained, but we did not respond before the houdou battle. The Arch-Imperator and Corsair Queen are not my friends, but I know killing the messengers is below them. With houdou's return, the monsters it brought along also put people from the other two kingdoms in harm's way. I regarded the Arch-Imperator and Corsair Queen were only being cautious for the sake of their own kingdoms. But soon after houdou was defeated, the message came that Jorgamon and Skixol allied to invade us. I sent people to investigate and learn the shocking fact that the two kingdoms did send troops to our aid. After houdou perished, the two kingdoms assumed their soldiers helped, but they never returned. Missing envoys and troops. They might jump to the wrong conclusion if they relate this to the houdou explosion. Yes, rumors rose believe it was us who freed houdou and imprisoned the aiding troops to hurt the two kingdoms. The two kingdoms were consumed by rage and war was inevitable. I began to make preparations. In Kong Min, Her Majesty did something no one expected. She fed the rumor that Embryo was struggling over resistance or surrender and kept playing her zither on the keep. It's a screen smoke to cover our evacuation. She wouldn't listen however hard I tried to urge her to leave with us. When the zither tune began to falter, the invaders attacked believing it indicated the loss of the defenders' faith. But when the gate was rammed open, only Her Majesty was found inside. All the city's residents had been evacuated. Her Majesty finished the last tune with grace and dignity before she whispered farewell to her zither's lament. Are you serious? Oh no, now Fuha and Himiko destroys... No, come on. We save one and then the other one does. Come on. Why you gotta do this? Revenge and hatred. It's just a cycle. Southgate. Oh. By herself. My gosh, this is so tragic. So even if... Man, even changing the past sucks. It's just gonna be terrible either way, isn't it? How come they made this like no color? Is it because it's a flashback? Is that why they decided to do it like this? I mean, they did flashbacks in the past where there was still color, so I don't understand why they're doing it like this now. Her Majesty bought us time to evacuate Moon Embria and defended the besieged city herself till the last breath. According to my informers, the Allied invaders failed to find their lost troops in Moon Embria. Moon Embria has fallen, we cannot return now. I gathered intel on the missing troops and envoys, the location they were last seen in the map of the area. I have no use for it now, but Captain, you may still find it helpful. My sole purpose here is to pass on Her Majesty's message and hand over her... Oh, you mean Iron Fist? Rita reached her hands into the winding branches of the desert poplar and carefully took out something. I'm leaving Miss Iron Fist to your care, Mr. Assassin. That's Her Majesty's message. Mr. Assassin. Hongmin, why? When did she... How did she know I was the Mr. Assassin she met in her youth? It suddenly occurred to me that after I woke up in Kong Min's room, she asked me if I was holding something back. She probably has suspected then, and my smart play gave myself up and confirmed her suspicion. Is it the rattling of Miss Iron Fist before she went in, or the slip of my tongue that exposed me? There's no way to find out now. A new moon embryo will rise where we stand now. Many hours of work will be devoted, but... Moon embryo is the sum of every soul breathing in it, and so is the Empire. Rita reached out her thin arm and stroked the desert poplar. This desert poplar has stood here for long years. Probably even before I was born. The trunk has withered and the branches have broken, but it still stands proudly. It takes 1,000 years for a desert poplar to die, another 1,000 years to fall, and a third to rot. Oh, is that what the tree is? Poplar? Desert poplar is like desert tree? Is that what that is? This saying always reminds me of the Grand Cirrus in Embria. The first part is about the Grand Cirrus, the second is about the Grand Cirrus's name, and the third about Embria. The Grand Cirrus's name was passed on to Teresa, but Her Majesty is still safeguarding the Empire after her death. The Empire lives on, the Grand Cirrus name lives on. Her Majesty is no longer with us. Rita bowed to me again. Pray forgive my babbling. I tell myself Her Majesty was someone who faced houdou alone for the realm and risked her life to send me a message. Who stood watch at the abyssal altar for 1,000 years and shielded Moon Embryo on her own. She's never destined to meet her end comfortably in a feather bed. And I should have known long ago. But deep down, a part of me still holds this delusion that you could somehow save her. Her voice sank low and I could hardly hear her. I could see her tears welling up in your eyes. But why are you holding them back instead of letting it all out? I wanted to ask her this, but I didn't. Perhaps she saw the same look on me and wanted to ask me the same question. What went wrong? I strongly felt something was off. What changes had this world seen? The missing envoys and soldiers, the monsters that came with Houdou's return, and the broken golem. None of these makes any sense. After Rita left, I eyed the Tesla Zero lying under the tree. Here we go again. Miss Iron Fist, should I travel back to the last hour of Kong Min in the Moon Embryo Siege? Oh, not this again. She did die there, but that wasn't the deciding factor. I should stop the two kingdoms from joining forces. I should set the anchor at... Perhaps checking the name list and map Rita gave me would help. The map showed the troops coming to aid were last seen in a valley near the Jongamon and Embryo border. I unfolded the name scroll and the myriad of soldiers' names began to wear out my eyes quickly. Nothing important. The second I folded the scroll, two strange names popped up. Vodka Typhoon from Jogamon. Vodka Swordmaster from Skixel. These names feel fishy to me. Gotta be the twins. They were supposed to have come here with Kong Min, but... Rosalia and Lilia. If they are indeed in the aid troops, finding them will turn the situation around. Keywords detected and analyzed. Augmentation on activating. Activating set anchor to initiate transfer with full energy charge. Is it this one next? Set adrift. In Kong Min's bedchamber. A small figure was sitting with its back against the screen. She was sitting on a giant metallic hand with two more hands supporting her in the back, but her head was drooping. Miss Iron Fist. I glanced over the room and found the screen to be a clear-cut border of different views. Before the screen, everything was neat and tidy, but behind the screen there were only cluttered book piles. Kong Min must have spent more sleepless nights here sitting opposite of Miss Iron Fist than I can possibly count. The Grand Seers is immortal, she'll be back with us in no time. Noise came from outside the window. I thought I was found and instantly laid low. Find the one who drank with the Grand Seers. Who is the heir of the Grand Seers? When every voice was struggling to overwhelm the others, no voice could be heard clearly. The one with the decisive voice was gone. She's now a star looking down upon us. Wait, we're back. Wait. The voices from the ground could never reach her now, but there has to be something I can do. As I stared at Miss Iron Fist, I think this is the part that I already read from last time. I'm just gonna skip ahead and see if I actually did. Yeah, yep. Uh-huh. Okay, we did read all this. Okay, skip. What's X-King? Oh, it's just to get extra stuff. X-Jow, X-King, chess moves, grants. Oh. Ah, I get it. Okay. I get you now. This was the first path that we took, the Grand Seers and chess moves, and then it goes to Husk. And then we went back in time, which goes to 7 stars, and then it brought us back to Husk again. So like converging paths. And it unlocks these, X-Jow and X-King. I think I'll save those for later, truth be told. I feel like there's going to be more later on, so I might as well just save them for when they're all unlocked. And as last time, I'm going to go ahead and save the, I'm not going to do the daily energy recharge challenge in a recording. Because all it is battles, and I feel like it's not hard enough as to where, like, I need to show anyone how to do them. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it as is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like the video, and I'll try to get part 3 once it's out. Once I get the dailies done. Do today's and then a bit of tomorrow's, and then I'll probably be able to record it tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, see you guys perhaps tomorrow. Wait, what is tomorrow? Whenever this recording goes live. I forget that this is a recording, not a live stream. Ram, why don't you just live stream, right?